Thank you very much for that very interesting information, also new to me, I have to admit. I know that we have these kind of professional language teaching components, but that is also something that seems to be of relevance, and maybe it is something that we can also promote. I mean, everybody agrees that English is the lingua franca. There's nobody here that is a mother tongue speaker, right? So everybody does not have English as a mother tongue. So you see that you could have spoken, or let's say Greek, but Greek or German is not the lingua franca in the world. And notwithstanding where we live, sometimes we have these language chauvinists, and they always say, I know our friends in France very often, la grande nation, c'est le français qui est la première langue, etc. This is no longer the case. Even in France, people, yes, unfortunately, have to learn English. So good luck with everything, and very, very impressive. Do you have any questions from your end? No? Then we almost come to an end, and I would pass the floor now to Dr. Emin Bakkay, who is the assistant professor from Izmir Khatib Çelebi University. Izmir, beautiful city of Izmir.
Yes, yes.
And
we will need 2-3 minutes to copy the presentation.
okay, so we just learned that
this one is broken.
we just learned that we need a couple of minutes to repair a technical issue. So it's okay. Maybe, Panos, we can use this short break. We know that after the speaker session, we will have a light lunch, right? Which will be outside.
I'd like to inform you
Yes.
about this.
Maybe you can already do that now, because it will take a few minutes to get it fixed.
Yes. I would like to inform you that there will be a light lunch outside this way, and I think that we may arrange everything and finish the light lunch about 2:45. So 2:45, the bus will be waiting for us to visit, first of all, Niarchos Foundation is a very new complex, cultural complex, very interesting, and I think you will enjoy visiting this place. After that, the visit will last about 30 minutes there, will be organized by the foundation, and after that you will have sightseeing in Athens, return at the hotel about, I hope, about 6 o'clock, and we will take you from the hotel for dinner at 19:45. The dinner will take place in a typical Greek fish taverna in Mikrolimano, and I think you will enjoy it. The return to the hotel will be about 10:30, not later. And they depart from the hotel tomorrow morning to come here for our friends who will leave between 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock. They will leave the hotel with their baggages by bus, will come here, and we will organize your transfer to the airport by taxi. We will announce you the time exactly according to the time plan you have given to us. Okay?
Great, thank you very much.
Any question?
Any questions? Yes. Everything is clear. So we have the hours. We know what we will see.
Yes.
Great. Then I think we are almost finished here.
Yeah.
Sorry for technical problems. Yeah, I'm the last one. Don't worry, it won't be too long. I will try to be brief. And my name is Emin Bakay. I'm coming from the İzmir Katip Çelebi University. I am working as associated professor there at the Faculty of Administrative Sciences. And today I would like to share with you some findings about research which we did in a project. We call it Stay In Project. It is Leonardo da Vinci Transfer of Innovation Project. And during this project, we did a research with parents, teachers, and students, and some interviews, and it was about dropout reasons for the wet training. So I would like to share those with them. My presentation will be like the introduction, a very short structure of Turkish education system, methodology, findings, and discussion. The objective of this presentation, the project was dropout recognition and prevention training program for wet teachers and trainers with special focus on wet dual systems. And the main aim of the STAIN project is to make a research and to develop strategies for teacher training to teach the teachers how to keep the students to continue to wet system, which is important. Since yesterday we are doing a lot of nice presentations, and most of them about how to make efficient wet training. But another question, you have to keep the students at school to train them. In the education sector, is education service, the quantity comes before quality. First of all, you have to have the quantity, then you will focus on the quality. And the project has started in 2013 and lasted for 2 years, and we were 8 partners from different European countries: Austria, Bulgaria, Germany, Finland, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, and Turkey. In Turkey, when we look at briefly to the Turkish education system, after primary school education, at 8 years of training, students they have 4 options actually. First one, to continue to academic training, which is not relevant. And the second, they can go to vocational training. We have 18 types of vocational schools. 12 type of vocational schools, maybe more than 200 different subjects in those schools. And another option, to go to apprenticeship education after primary education, and then journeyman training and master's training, and then to have master's certificate. And another option is open high school, we call it. The students, they can continue to the online education with some job practice hours. They can get vocational training diploma. Why dropout is important? Because according to the European strategy for 2020, the main aim is to decrease the dropout rate below 10%, which is around 15 or 17 an average, and in Turkey it is about, especially for wet, we have 40%, 39% of dropout. So if you lose half of your students on the way, how you can make a good training. So first of all, we need to keep them. And on the other hand, in our national priority, when we look at, there are some countries, according to OECD and Eurostat statistics, Turkey, in terms of dropout, we are at the bottom of the list, with Israel in the OECD, and in Europe with Spain, we have the highest dropout rates. You can obtain the updated results from Eurostat if you're interested in topic. And the report of OECD also is very important to see different aspects and result of dropout. And during the project, we try to define in each country, in 8 partner countries, we try to define the reason for dropout in the point of view of teachers, parents, and students. Each country did 60 interviews, semi-structured interviews, 60. And you can see the percentage of students and parents and teachers in Turkey who joined to the research. And we asked the teacher, how do you understand when a student, how you learn when a student drop out, or how do you get information? Mostly after the students, they have like 30 days or 20 days, it changed some years, to not continue to school. If they over of those days, they failed, and next year they drop out for sure. So, and there is and we call it e-school, which we can follow each student's absenteeism, and we can follow it. We can take precautions. Some of the times, families, they say that their kid will drop out, or sometimes the teachers come to school managers to say that the students is drop out. So what the teachers do when they see that a student is going to drop out, they mostly, the main strategy is to cooperation with other teachers and with school managers and try to convince the students to continue to school, not drop out. But this is not very common. Only the 30% of teachers are acting like this. The 70 of them don't react at all when the students are going to drop out. They try to help students to know himself, to learn their capacities, make them to think about their future, but most of the time it is not effective. And there are very less contact with the families in order to prevent dropout. When we interviewed with families, most of the parents they said that they have good or very good relation with the students who drop out. There are no family who declared that they have bad relation with their son or daughter. According to the parents, the main behaviors of dropout students are, we ask them, what is their behaviors, what you observed? And they disobey the rules at the school, no interest for the lesson, do not express himself or herself very well. Parents also asked about the reasons of dropouts. According to parents, the reasons for dropout are the financial difficulties, transportation problems, failure, unwillingness, environment, wrong choice of the field, and no interest for school. The main problem in wet training is the economically and socially disadvantaged families that sent their kids to the wet schools. And when you ask the parents, all parents, they expect their son or daughter to be a doctor or an academician, or nobody plan a future for their son or daughter to be a worker in the factory. And as George did tell during the presentation, the guidance of the students is very important. Not only the students, but the families. You have to convince them, to show them the capacity of the ability of their kids. If you don't convince the family, then the students, they choose it by force, because in Turkey, at the end of compulsory education, there is an exam. If the best one, they go to the best school. The rest, they go to the wet schools. So the wet schools always get the academically worse students. So it is, if the students go by force, then they will normally drop out in any case of any problem immediately. So I think to make wet education more attractive and to try to bring the successful students will be one of good solution. Otherwise, to try to bring the unsuccessful students immediately affects the quality of training. Parents also asked while 50% of parents did not realize any signs that their son or daughter had enough of education, the others identified the following signs. We asked them what were the signs. They said not listening to teachers, not studying, unwillingness to go to school, absenteeism, do not read, and playing hockey very much. According to the OECD report, we are again the first country at playing hockey.
Among the students. Among the students.
Of course. According to according to the students, the dropout reasons are, these are the main reasons. Most of the students, they say the financial difficulties. It was difficult to study. I didn't like to study, to start work earlier to make money. I was failed and repeated the same class. School was so far for transportation. Somebody dead from their family, and you see different reasons. And the results show that 78% of dropout students have good or very good relation with their teachers, while 4% of students were not very close to their teacher. See, it's interesting. They have very good relation with their families, very good relation with their teachers, but they drop out. And when the teachers became aware that the students were dropping out, 70% of teachers did not show any reaction, while 25% of teachers tried to convince students to not quit. At this 25%, mostly the guidance teacher, psychologists in the school. All responding students declared that there is no contact with educational experts beyond their teachers. On the other hand, the research showed that all dropout students have good or very good relation with their parents, as we said. And we asked the parents, what was your reaction when your kid drops out? And 85% of them, they said they were very angry, sad. About 5% I said no reaction, and 5% they tried to make some sanctions to the students, forbid to play with computer, to go to somewhere, and so on. According to the research, the teachers are using different approaches in order to motivate young people to succeed in school, such as personal meeting, vocational guidance, personal development seminars. And the main motivational activity is to organize visit to some companies and to meet with different people from various jobs. And one of the aim of the research is to find out about the present parents' point of view on the subject. Most of parents have good or very good relation with the students who drop out. There are no families. Yeah, we repeated it. What can we do? Students listed several solutions that might persuade them to continue with their education. And some of the solutions school teachers need to follow and try to help students at risk. Because the students give the signs. We call it students at risk. And the homework and lessons should not be boring, hard, and heavy. School teachers could give extra lessons to the students. Teachers could be more understanding about the students who already failed last year, because when a student is failed 1 year, the next year he is already marked. It's problematic student and so on. The teachers should not humiliate students when they do not understand. Instead, they need to support students with learning difficulties. The teachers should be more smiley and friendly. This is the demand from the students. And yeah, we should create a friendly environment, spending good time at school, joining social activities, talking with teachers in a friendly way, patient, friendly, helpful, understanding. Fair teachers might help students to stay at the school. That's it.
That was brief and very concise and very informative. Thank you very much for that. I think the issue of dropouts is an element and a problem that we face in all countries, notwithstanding the different facts in the research that you made. I think that it has also sometimes something to do with the intrinsic motivation that young people sometimes don't have, and what can be done in schools in order to help young people and learners to develop that kind of intrinsic motivation again, so that they don't drop out. Fascinating to see that most of the teachers and parents did not see any symptoms and signs of their daughters and sons when they dropped out. So, but I also think that punishment is not the right reaction to do that.
No.
So, if you don't have any questions, I think that is a very important result. There are certainly more things. Yes, there is one question from...
Θα ήθελα να σας ευχαριστήσω όλους όσους πρόλαβα να ακούσω και ιδιαίτερα θέλω να ρωτήσω τον κύριο Εμίρ Μπακάη. Δεν έχει σχέση με την παρουσία του, μου άρεσε η παρουσία σου και ήταν πολύ καλή γνωρίζοντας το σύστημα της επαγγελματικής εκπαίδευσης όπως είναι σήμερα στην Τουρκία. Θέλω να ρωτήσω κάτι. Πριν 5 χρόνια βρισκόμενος στη Θεσσαλονίκη σε ένα συνέδριο που έκανε η Ένωση Εκδοτών, όπου ήμουν πρόεδρος, ήταν ο πρόεδρος των εκδοτών της Τουρκίας, ο οποίος μας είπε ότι υπήρχε ένα πιλωτικό πρόγραμμα για το δημοτικό μαζικής αγοράς τάμπλετ ή λάπτοπ, δεν θυμάμαι. Και θυμάμαι την επόμενη χρονιά ο πρωθυπουργός της Τουρκίας ανακοίνωσε από την Αμερική ότι έκλεισε 500.000 τάμπλετ. Δεν ξέρω αν εφαρμόστηκαν. Εκείνο που αναζητώ είναι, έχετε κάνει μετρήσεις πώς πήγε αυτό το πείραμα? Ήταν θετικό έναντι του διαβάσματος από βιβλία και όχι από το λάπτοπ? Αν έχετε πληροφόρηση θα ήταν θετική για να την ακούσω, γιατί έχω και την ιδιότητα του εκδότη. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a very good question, because we were discussing this topic since many years. As a person. I have teaching, school manager, and director of the town for Ministry of Education. I have 27 years of experience and now academic life. And Mr. I'm sorry, your name. Simos showed us the scientific results. There is no difference. We know that already. We know that. To having so many, the budget of that project was $10 billion. And according $10 billion, the budget of that project, not only the laptops, but also the smart boards and everyday for all schools. As an educational planner, I immediately made a calculation that with $10 billion, now in most of our school, we have 2 shifts. With that money, we could build enough schools. And the project started 5 years ago. Till now, some schools didn't receive the tablets or the smart boards, and they are already not updated. They are already out of date. So it's, for me, my personal opinion, for a good education, there is 3 things you need. A good teacher, student, and blackboard. The rest is not so important. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that final conclusion and remark. Then I would like to close for today's formal meeting. And as Panos has already said, we now have a light lunch, and then we will have a guided tour. And I wish you a very happy afternoon. And tomorrow, I think we will meet again here according to the program. It is at 10 o'clock, right, Panos? Good. Thank you very much for your attendance, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.